Morning, Moreland biker. I'm not messing about this morning. It's a lovely day, sun shining, but in the words of Rhapsody Nesbitt, I will tell you this, it's freezing. So I'm not messing about this morning. This is, we're coming to the day now that really was the highlight of the trip for me, this Spanish trip. And this was over to Tabernas and Filabres, and there's a lot of footage, so it's going in 3 parts. This is part 1. Over to Tabernas. Did you notice I'm rolling my R? That's the way you're supposed to pronounce it. Tabernas. A little bit of a curiosity across there before heading off into the hills, heading for the hills, then up to the Velefique. It's well yeah, I can't think of the word. It's well known as the Velefique for good reason. I'll show you the map anyway. Bear with. Oh, where are we? Mojacar. There. We're coming across to Tabernas, so we're out. Unfortunately, on a big road. It's not a motorway, but it's a big road across to Tabernas. There, well, just short of Tabernas. And we turn right there, and then fork left and follow this yellow road up towards the village of Velefique there, and that's where it starts. It goes up and up and up and up and zigs and zags and zigs and zags up to, we got to almost to the, this time almost the summit of the Velefique, and the hill just to the right here, the Portillo. I try to get to it. There's a little gravel track up almost to the summit. Didn't quite make it. It wasn't worth the risk, so I came down onto this other trail and back across, and that's the end of today's video. It's not a lot of distance road wise, but my goodness, there's a lot squeezed into it. So yeah, I've decided I've got to try and shorten these videos somehow, but not cut too much out. So that's it. That's it's all about the Velefique really. The ascent of the Velefique. There's a good descent the other side, but we'll cover that in the next video. It's just an amazing place, as you'll see on the video. Just watch it through and see if you don't agree with me, because it is absolutely amazing, and it's certainly somewhere to go back for. So yeah, watch it through, see what you think. Cheers. Well, good morning. Hola. Buenos dias. You join me again as we head off out on a slightly longer trip than yesterday. Up to the Tabernas or Tabernas desert. I just want to nip along here, just a little point of interest, I suppose, before we depart. Now just in front of us in the middle distance, I don't know whether you'll see it on the camera or not, there's 2 quite sizable freighters, goods ships if you like, out there, sitting high in the water because... Now just in front of us in the middle distance, I don't know whether you'll see it on the camera or not, there's 2 quite sizable freighters, goods ships if you like, out there, sitting high in the water because they've not been loaded yet. Apparently, when they're loaded, they're just outside a port at Garucha, which is, I suppose, the next sizable place up from Mojacar. And Garucha is a great supplier of plasterboard. So those ships will be laden down with God knows how many tons of plasterboard before they depart. So that's what that is out there anyway. I do try and find out bits of information if at all possible. So with no further ado, we'll head off. Wonder if he's been for a swim. First port of call is Tabernas or Tabernas. I'm never quite sure. I mean, my pronunciation of English is bad enough, but Spanish and French, well, who knows. Yes, Tabernas. It's well known as being very much a desert region, the Tabernas Desert. So we're going to have a look at that, but ultimately there's a whole network of squiggly lines, and you know what I'm like with squiggly lines on roads. So we're going to see how many of those we can find. There's the Tabernas Desert, and further north, a little further north, is the Filabres Desert. So we'll see what we can find. Plus, one of the main focuses of today is to get to the biggest observatory telescope in mainland Europe. But we'll come to that when we get there. There's the Pueblo again. I'm so pleased we managed to find that place, or the centre of it at least. But I'm going to get some petrol first, so I'll switch off for now, and I'll switch back on when I come to something of more interest. Well, here's a bit of a curiosity for you. I've just come across, sadly it doesn't appear to be open, the Route 66 Tabernas American bar. Just look at the Americana outside of it. It's a shame it's not open, but had to have a look, as you do. Or is it? I might just go and have a cafe con leche if they're open. We'll go and have a look. See you in a bit. So, that's the Route 66 cafe at Tabernas. I know how to pronounce it at last. Tabernas. With the roll of the R if you can manage it. So this is the edge of Tabernas Desert. Most of it in front of us. But my eyes are bigger than my belly. I want to do everything, but I can't. I know I can go off-road across the desert, but without knowing exactly which tracks go where, I can't do it. I'm hoping that I can get back here, possibly next year, and meet up with Gary of Economical Rides, and he will show me where I can ride in the desert, which tracks are okay, which tracks could go where, and that sort of thing. So I've got to be patient. So for today we're going to be I think we're going to be tarmac bound today, but let's see how it goes. But it's just that I keep coming across amazing sights that I really feel like I ought to visit, but I can't do everything. I can't do everything. It's just I've got to try and squeeze this into a half-hour video. I mean, there's a hilltop castle over on the left, but I'll see you later. Hello, it's me again. On the skyline, you might be able to make it out. There's it might look like a little white dot to yourself, but that is that's what we're aiming for. That's the observatory that we'll be parking up at eventually. Right in front of us now. Our first protocol is Velefique, village of Velefique, which is, as I understand it, there's a whole lot of zigzags before we get there, and then a whole lot of zigzags the other side. So yeah, my sort of road. I'll see you when we get closer. Now, as I see it, we're about 4 miles from the village of Velefique, and looking up in front of us, we've got to get over that ridge, that mountainous ridge in front of us. I can only suppose that the road up to the top, up to Velefique itself, is, well, I use the term quite often, obviously, is my sort of road. It's got to be full of zigzags and the like to gain the height. But this whole situation, I find it mind-boggling, to be honest, that I'm actually here on this great little bike, actually riding these iconic roads. Blizzard's obviously happy in these situations, because if it wasn't, it wouldn't perform the way it does so admirably. Never mind. My job is going to be, the big job is going to be trying to edit today's trip down to a 30-minute or thereabouts video. It's going to take some doing, I think. I think I might have to do it in 2 parts. Let's see how we go. Yep, I can see on the sat-nav the zigzags starting just up in front. It's a road that has this reputation anyway. Quite a few people have said just how spectacular the road is. So I've got to film it. I would be filming it anyway, even if it wasn't for YouTube. I'd be filming it for my own reflection, if you like, in the future. Ah, now this is the village of Velefique. I expected it to be up on the top somewhere, but views opening up beautifully down to the left. All these markings on the road, this will be from the Vuelta, the Tour of Spain, effectively, cycle race. It's a beautiful looking village, I'll say that much. Another pueblo, I suppose you could say, really. Oh, sublime. Fantastic views in every direction. Come on, Blizzard, you're loving this, I know you are. It's too big a drop off to me, get off the road, but just look at that view, and the road down there, the zigzags, and oh God, come on, let's carry on. I'll tell you what, I blew a big hole in the budget for this trip by buying a mesh riding suit. It's made by Oxford. It's a Dakar jacket, and all the wear points are reinforced as it should be, and they've got armour in where it should be, but all the sort of what you might call a non-contact area, it's just a very fine mesh. The trousers are the same, and we're talking 26 degrees at the minute. I mean, we've been up to 32 degrees, and it's an absolute blessing to know that the wind is cooling me down. So, okay, sometimes the winds it's just a warm wind blowing through, but at least it's blowing through, you know. Oh, I just looked at the sat nav. Oh, if you want to overdose on squiggly bits, this is where to come. Oh. Oh my goodness gracious me, this is just I nearly said too much. It can never be too much of this. It's just, yeah. And the view just keeps opening up. Just pause here. I can't take a photograph because we're actually on the carriageway, but just look at it. Just look at it. It seems that the summit of the pass up on the top of the ridge is Alto Velefique. It takes the name of the village down below us. Alto, of course, means high Velefique. Six kilometers to the top, according to the sign. I'm sure there'll be a sign at the top telling us how high above sea level we are. See the zigzags going forever upwards in front of us. Oh, if you could see my face. A grin from ear to ear, as big as the one I had the first time I test rode Himalayan. I was on the way back up with the coach from Killarney in County Kerry. I'm sure I've told the story before, but my lunch stop was at the town of Adair, a great little town. They're all great little towns across there. But I found a bike shop, a motorbike shop, Sprocket and Hubs, and they're actually the Royal Enfield importers for Southern Ireland, for the Republic of Ireland. And they got, this was 2018, and they got a demonstrator, Himalayan demonstrator, because the Himalayan only just come out in this country. So I went and told it, because I'd got my helmet with me, because I was going to work on my bike. And I said I hadn't got time that particular week, but I was there for 6 weeks. And he said, well, come straight to the shop next week when you park the coach up, bring your jacket and helmet and gloves with you, and you'll get on a test ride. So I did. I didn't ride a long distance, not on any fast roads either, but I was amazed with the little bike. And he knew that I was never going to buy one off him, because I was in the UK and they were in the Republic of Ireland because it would have had to be imported. But I went back to the shop. At the time it had the title of the smallest motorbike showroom in the world, because I think it got 3 bikes in the shop and it was full. They had a warehouse elsewhere. I went back and I'd got my open face helmet on, and before I could get off the bike he came running outside. He said, stay there, stay there, stay there. I said, what? He said, I want a photograph. Oh, okay. He said, I want to capture the size of that grin on your face when you come back on it. And I was grinning from ear to ear. It was a beautiful, beautiful little bike. But it took me a couple of years before I actually got around to get one for myself. I think this is the top up ahead. Alto Velefique. Well, it says still 1 kilometre, so maybe it's not quite the top. Either way, it's got to be good for a photograph. Little bit of off-roading. I want to get a photograph. Similar to one of our trig points is that. I've got to get a photograph of this. I'll be back in a minute. Just going to see where this goes to. Can't resist a little bit of off-road. The trip wouldn't be complete without a little bit of off-road. Easy does it. No, that's as close to the summit as we're going to get without taking too many risks. They did well to get the caravan here. Right. See where this one goes. This is probably the way they brought the caravan up. Well, that was a little bonus. If only I got more time, Could do a lot more exploring here. I think this is going to have to be a two-parter today. I know I mentioned it before, but the original sales blurb, if you like, about the Himalayan was built for all roads, built for no roads. Spot on. Anyway, I've got a little bit of a job to do, so bear with. So that's it. That was up to the summit of the Velefique. I've finished, I suppose I finished a bit abruptly, but because while I'm up there, I wasn't thinking that I was going to split it into any more than two parts, but yeah, I've had to, and you'll see why, because there's so much more footage besides this. So see what you think. Anyway, if you've enjoyed it, you know, give us a thumbs up. It does make a difference, apparently, to the YouTube business, and I don't understand it. I don't even pretend to understand it, but it does make a difference. So yeah, give us a thumbs up if you would, and yeah, subscribe. They're still going up, from surprising quarters as well. So yeah, and hit the notification button so you know that when there's a video coming out. Thanks a lot. See you in the next one.